Only an elite group of chefs holds 2 Michelin stars. Michel Roux Jr. is one of them.
Ça marche, tout Saint-Jacques au passe now.
Now he and MasterChef judge Gregg Wallace are on the hunt for Britain's next culinary superstar. A professional with the talent to cut it in the world's top kitchens.
Perfect.
Ollie, Ash, Steve and Claire have made it through to the MasterChef finals.
This is what we've been waiting for. This is the start of the finals. 4 absolutely outstanding chefs. We have got a week of culinary adventure coming up.
I want to go as far as I can. There's going to be such an amazing ride ahead, and I want to be part of it.
To have entered it and to actually win it, that's what it's about, and that's what I'm here for.
I've had to work really hard to get here. The risks I've taken have pulled off so far.
I'm very proud to get into the finals. I want to be here till the last day, hopefully win the competition. I don't want it to end now. It's too much fun, too exciting.
We were hoping to find a star, but we have found more than that. We have a constellation of chefs.
Welcome to the MasterChef finals. You've got this far and it's a major, major achievement. But we never meant to have 4 of you. We can only have 3. Which means at the end of today, one of you definitely has to leave the competition.
We have noticed throughout the competition you have shied away from cooking meat. So now the test is to cook a starter and a main course using beef or chicken. 1 for the starter and 1 for the main course. Behind us, you have the most amazing array of ingredients. You are going to have to think on your feet. This is the ultimate test.
We are now going to give you 10 minutes to come up and have a look at these ingredients and plan your menu. Up you come.
The chefs have to design their dishes from beef fillet, sirloin, rump, ribeye, bavette or flank, four-rib and beef sausages, a free-range chicken and giblets, as well as a range of ingredients, including bacon, cheeses, vegetables, herbs and spices.
I've got a few ideas. There's a few more ingredients I'd like, but there's some great stuff out there. Hopefully we all should be able to produce some really nice food.
I enjoy coming up with things out of nothing, and it is something I feel quite strong at, but the nerves are kicking in, thinking, am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? Am I doing too much? I know there's a lot at stake.
I'm very nervous, so I need to make sure there's no errors in my cooking today, and my flavours are strong.
I'm just gonna keep a clear head, do what I've wrote down in my book, and just try and absolutely nail it. And I think if I do nail the dishes, I'd have a good chance of going through, if it's done right.
Have you all chosen fillet of beef? And all 4 of you have gone for the most expensive cut with the least taste. I think you're all being lazy. So you've changed your mind now then, Ash?
Yeah, quite like sirloin.
OK, chefs, that's it. Can I ask you to go back to your benches, please? Chefs, 1 hour and 45 minutes. Off you go.
today is probably the most important day of my life. My 2 dishes need to be bang on, perfect, 100%. If not, then I've got every chance of going home.
Steve, what are you cooking for us?
It's a nice little fillet of beef salad with blue cheese beignets, pickled beetroot, pickled shallot.
Main course?
Breast of chicken with chicken dumplings, pumpkin, and then some lardons.
What do you think of the challenge?
Yeah, it's really, really hard. I feel nervous cooking because there's a lot at stake and I want to be part of the final 3.
The reason we've got this test, the reason we got 4 of you is because of you and Claire.
The last round we just cooked our heart out and we did our best. I'll just do the same today and hopefully it's good enough.
Look at these beef salad. We've got little fried blue cheese beignets. Blue cheese is really strong, and it's whether that beef can then cope with that and pickle flavour as well. You've had half an hour.
The food now needs to be perfect. You've got to come up with something and then you've just got to nail it the first time. Any mistakes and it's game over.
Ash, tell us what your 2 dishes are.
I'm going to do a mushroom consommé with some tarragon gnocchi, ballantine of chicken, followed by sirloin, and I'm going to serve it with a little potato and mushroom cannelloni.
Ash, I can't recall ever seeing a chef attempting a consommé on MasterChef.
Either have I. So sometimes you've got to try and do something different to stand out a bit, especially at this stage of the competition.
Wow, to clarify the stock and to make it crystal clear, that's a lot of work. That's brave, mate. That's very brave.
I know.
How much do you want this, Ash?
A lot. I wouldn't be trying to do this in the amount of time if I didn't want it. I've got to get there. Got to be done.
I don't know how you make a clear, perfect consommé in 1 hour and 45 minutes. I don't know how you make a cannelloni out of potatoes and mushrooms, but I really want to try it.
Ash is attempting a very brave menu. But now is the time to be brave.
You guys are halfway.
To go home today will be gutting. It's kind of like you're not actually quite good enough to be a finalist. Hopefully it's not me.
You OK, Claire?
I'm very nervous.
This competition's got under your skin, hasn't it?
I love it. I love being here and I enjoy it, so fingers crossed I can pull it off today.
Tell me what the whole menu is.
I've decided to do a chicken consommé with comfy chicken wings, a bit of chicken breast and chervil gnocchi. And then for main course, I'm doing fillet of beef with spinach, pumpkin puree and just a red wine jus.
Have you made a chicken consommé before?
Yeah, once at college.
It's not working. To clarify any stock, it should be cold and you pour in your egg whites and then bring it to the boil. You had boiling stock and you poured in your egg white. The egg white cooked immediately and didn't have chance to take out the impurities. A consommé is a clear, crystal clear soup. She's messed up on it. Ultimately, if she can give us a really good chicken broth with great garnish, I'll be happy.
It's an emotional day and it's showing on her. She's young and she's feeling it. Last 15.
I have made errors along the way, even in the semi-final. I think now, today, I just need to nail it, get everything perfect on that plate. I think I can do that.
Ollie, what's on your menu?
Today I'm doing balancing of chicken for the starter with shallot puree and borlotti bean stew. And then for the main course I'm doing fillets of beef Wellington with a horseradish butter, a red wine jus, girolles and spinach.
Beef Wellington, though. Is that the kind of menu that's going to get you through to the last three?
I'm going back to my classical training. I can do it very well. I know my flavours will be there, it's just the cooking of the meat. So if I get this perfect, I think it should be strong enough to take me through.
Biggest day of your career, Ollie?
Yeah, I think this is one of the biggest days of my career. A lot of pressure on today as well. I definitely want to be in that final three.
Ollie's making a beef Wellington for his main course. Classic cooking can get you through to the last three, but it has to be perfect.
Last 5 minutes, OK? Last 2 minutes.
One of them goes home today. The slightest mistake, and that's it.
Last touches, 30 seconds. That's it. Stop. Stop cooking.
Claire picked the chicken for her starter, serving it with confit chicken wings, Chervil gnocchi, carrots, broad beans, and girolle mushrooms with a chicken broth.
I think it looks lovely. I really do. You started off saying that you were going to give us a consommé. The clarification didn't work. You've called it a broth. That's fine, as long as it tastes good. The supreme, or the breast, is soft and tender and moist. Perfect. Heavenly. The little vegetables and the baby gnocchi there are great also. Chicken wings have got bags of flavour. A great choice of cut off the chicken. The broth itself, well seasoned, good flavour, but far too much garlic. The garlic is overpowering your chervil and even your chicken.
It could do with a little less garlic, but sweet carrot and sweet broad bean with the nice strength of that chicken broth, I think is lovely.
For her main, she went with a fillet of beef, with a bed of spinach, cubed and pureed pumpkin, and a red wine jus.
The beef is cooked correctly, medium rare, and got a nice colour on the exterior. The sauce is the right consistency, and the spinach is cooked properly and well seasoned. It's not the kind of dish that's going to set the world on fire. However, everything on this plate is 100% bang on.
That tastes great. I like it. I like it. It's quite toned down from your normal presentation, but there's no doubting its taste. It tastes great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I did get some positive feedback from the dishes. It's just, have I done enough?
Ollie used the chicken to make a ballotine stuffed with liver and bacon, accompanied by borlotti bean stew, shallot puree, and chicken jus.
What works really well is your ballotine, because you get the liver, you've got the chicken mousse, the smoked bacon, and that lovely sweet shallot puree. What, however, doesn't work is that borlotti bean. The borlotti bean is not quite cooked enough. It's quite hard. The texture's not right. The sauce that it's bound in, though, is very good sauce making.
Shame about the beans, though. Not cooked enough.
For his main course, he's chosen the fillet of beef to make a Wellington with horseradish butter, spinach, girolles, and a red wine jus.
The beef, for me, is well cooked. It's bordering on the rare side. That's fine. The mushroom duxelles around that is very well done as well. Lots of flavour in your beef Wellington. Pastry underneath, a little soggy. 5 minutes more cooking would have been great. The highlight for me is that lovely horseradish butter and your very good sauce. It works. It's heavenly. Very good.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm not convinced by a presentation, but I love the way it tastes. I really do. But being in a final of MasterChef, I think you can go to classic dishes, but you should be giving them your own interpretation, a very different interpretation, because we know there are many chefs that can cook a beef Wellington. Thank you, Ollie.
I'm feeling a bit disappointed. The execution again just let me down slightly.
Ash's starter is chicken pancetta ballotine, sautéed tarragon gnocchi, girolles mushrooms, served with a mushroom consommé.
The consommé is beautiful and crystal clear, just as a consommé should be. It's precision personified. The chicken is beautifully moist, and that bacon is well seasoned. The gnocchi as well are as light as a feather. The consommé itself is very, very good. I take my hat off, honestly. That's a lot of work and very well done.
Oh man, that is lovely. Wow, it's like a whole box of mushrooms in one mouthful. That is almost sweet, almost beefy, like a hug from a great big mushroom. Hats off to you, that is absolutely stunning.
For his main, he's cooked pan-fried sirloin on a bed of spinach, with garlic cream, a potato and mushroom cannelloni, broad beans, and a beef jus.
Everything is beautifully seasoned, as it should be. Your sauce has got a nice tomatoey finish to it, which works beautifully with that sweet garlic puree. A perfect match. Your sirloin is well cooked, well seasoned. The potato cannelloni is fun. It's showing a bit of ingenuity, a little bit of imagination. I like this dish, I really do.
It's without fault. For me, it's beyond reproach. I think it's delicious. I think it's delightful. Two, I think, absolutely fabulous dishes, Ash. Thanks, Ash.
I feel a lot better now after hearing the comments. I think both dishes came out quite nicely. Did a decent job today.
Steve is the only one who has chosen beef for the starter, thinly slicing it and topping it with blue cheese beignets, with pickled, pureed, and deep-fried beetroot.
My fear was that the strong taste of the blue cheese and the pickled beetroot was going to overpower the beef. And that is the case. It's just too much going on there. Too much going on, too many flavours. I mean, I must say, visually, it looks great. Beautiful, and so much work on that plate. Such a shame that we can't really get the best out of the beef.
For his main, he's made chicken ballotine and dumplings, with roast chicken breast, lardons, cubed and pureed pumpkin, and a bacon and mustard sauce.
There's sweetness from the pumpkin, sharpness from the mustard, which I really like. Your little dumplings or chicken mousse poached are soft. The little ballotine as well is a pleasant surprise. I like the chicken breast. It's got crispy skin. Precise, clever cooking.
I really like it because wherever you go on that plate, you get a different taste sensation, but always with chicken. The chicken may have the texture of mousse, it may be crispy. I think it's great. I think it's a box of chicken delights. It is clever, Steve. We gave you one chicken. You've given it back to us in 4 ways. Thank you.
I'm not sure if I've done enough to stay in the competition. Maybe my starter might have let me down. You just don't know.
This was a real tough one, but it had to be at this stage of the competition. After all, there are 4 of you, and only 3 go through.
Off you go.
Today was amazing. You can see how much this meant to them. It's do or die.
I think Ash is absolutely unbelievable. That mushroom consommé was just out of this world.
Ash's consommé was like an elixir. It was so intense. Amazing skills. I love the fact that Ash had used sirloin and not a fillet. With that garlic cream, it was lovely. It was perfect.
The potato cannelloni, as he called it. It was incredible. The guy's a star. The guy's an absolute star. Can we talk about Steve next? Because he never ceases to amaze me.
Steve's starter of rare beef salad was pretty as a picture. Unfortunately, we couldn't taste the beef because it was overpowered by the pickled beetroot, the beetroot puree, and those very good blue cheese beignets. I'm prepared to forgive him for that because it looked beautiful and tasted great.
And I thought his main course of chicken was lovely.
Steve is never going to give us just a piece of chicken with a garnish. All of that plate was delicious.
I don't think Steve thinks like other chefs. I think he's unique.
Steve has definitely got to join Ash through to the final 3.
Right, Steve in and Ash in. This is where it gets tougher because we've got Claire and Ollie. Claire tried to make a consommé, she didn't make that work. I don't care, I thought her broth was excellent. And she gave us, with that broth, little tiny gnocchi. She gave us crispy, lovely, juicy chicken wings as well. That was yummy. Tasted very, very good indeed. However, it had too strong an aftertaste of garlic.
She spent so much time on that broth. She was left with very little time, actually, to do the main course, which was the fillet of beef. It was good cooking. I would say error-free. But it wasn't inspired. It certainly wasn't the kind of food that we have come to expect from Claire.
She remains a very exciting young talent, but this was not one of her strongest days.
To be knocked out now would be a real blow. From the past series, you see what the finalists actually get to do, and it's just absolutely amazing. I really, really would love to be a part of that.
Ollie gave me a very good ballotine. Tasted great, as did his shallot puree that he'd made with it as well. But the borlotti beans that he had were too hard.
Now, his borlotti beans were no way near cooked. If he'd have mashed them up, it would have been fine, but they were hard. Ollie's main course was an attempt at a great classic beef Wellington. His beef was well cooked, well seasoned. His sauce, that was delicious. But the pastry was a little thick on the base there and hadn't cooked enough. There's always a little mistake with Ollie. It's infuriating.
His food always tastes great, but he never manages to cook without an error, ever.
My execution hasn't been right in quite a few of the rounds. Today, nerves got a little bit the better of me. It would be devastating if I let myself down today.
One of these has to leave. It's either Claire or Ollie.
I love them both and they're good chefs. It's very, very hard to say.
We've ended up with 4 of you. We can only take 3 of you. One of you has to leave the competition. The chef leaving is Ollie. I'm sorry, Ollie. Sorry.
Today was the day I had to perform to my highest ability and I didn't do it. My ambition for my own restaurant is still there. I need to carry on working as hard as I have been doing and I can get that.
So excited. I still can't believe it. It's just such a roller coaster. We're still on that ride and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's been a daunting day today. A bit overwhelming, the whole thing. Well, happy to be here still.
To really be in the final 3 is just amazing. I'm so happy that what I did today was enough because there was some doubt there.
Still a long way to go.
Calm down. Let me tell you, listen to me. Your adventure is about to begin. We are sending you to El Sala de Carroca in Spain, a 3-star Michelin, #2 restaurant in the world.
Next time in the battle for the title, the finalists must prove that they can cook with the best in the world.
If I were starting off my career again, this is where I would want to learn.
Cooking for the Rocker brothers. This is a huge deal.
I'm really nervous about this. I really don't want to mess this up.
3-star Michelin food, it is down to them.
Be careful, okay. Fast, 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 fast.
Plates that are just gone. Can we stop them, bring them back?
For once, I just don't feel confident cooking.